to my channel. I'm Tia. I upload 4 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're new here, welcome. Lovely to have you here. If you want to go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get notified of all my updates and uploads and posts and all that stuff, okay? And if you are one of my subbies, you know, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm doing another one of my Wigs 101 videos. I did actually talk about this topic in a car vlog, but I wanted to pull it out separate. I know some people don't necessarily like the car vlog style, some people really do. So this is the 10 questions you should ask yourself when you're looking to choose a wig. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. The first question you need to ask is if you prefer synthetic, human hair, or if you have no preference. There is a difference between maintenance and installation and everything when it comes to synthetic versus human hair. There's also a difference in the time frame on which those would last. So I do have videos on the lasting power of synthetic wigs. I do mostly synthetic wig content here, but just quickly, a synthetic wig, you know, lasts about 3 to 6 months depending on how often you wear it and what care you're doing. A human hair wig is going to last up to a year. There are differences. I do have videos on my preference and why, but that's something you're definitely going to want to know before you are choosing a wig. Number 2, do you mind gluing wigs down, or do you not want to do that? I do not like to glue my wigs down for a multitude of reasons. One, I review wigs, so I'm taking wigs on and off a lot. Also, I'm a migraine sufferer, so sometimes I need to just be able to take the wig off quickly. Most human hair wigs you're going to have to glue down. They do have ear-to-ear lace most often, not always, but most often, which is helpful for customization, but the lace can lift if you don't tack it down. Also, if you get a synthetic wig that has ear-to-ear lace, or even like a 13x4 parting, where the parting area can be, you know, sort of done any way that you want it to. Sometimes those will lift a little bit and you'll need to tack those down as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Number 3 is, do you want the wig to last more than a couple months? Like I said, if you're doing a synthetic wig, most often, depending on how long you wear it and what you do to upkeep it, it will only last you about 3 to 6 months. Sometimes shorter if you're wearing it every day. A human hair wig is human hair, so it will last about a year, maybe longer, depending on how you take care of it. You will have to restyle the wig, for instance, if you wash it or if it rains or what have you, because it is human hair and it will act like human hair. Synthetic, it doesn't matter if it gets wet or whatever, it's going to have whatever style it came with, you know, regardless. So those are just something that you're going to want to keep in mind, how long you're wanting to replace wigs. Number 4 is, do you want to have the option for various different styling? Yes, you can style a human hair wig any way you want, but you do have to go through the process of styling it. And so that's something that you need to think about. With synthetic wigs, you can get several synthetic wigs for the same price as human hair. You can have a bob, you can have long, you can have straight, you can have curly. So if you're really wanting to do sort of a variety, maybe get wigs to just like spice up a date night or have a fun girls night, you might want to think about synthetic. They're going to have a broader range of styles, cuts, colors, textures. So that's going to be something that you might want to consider. Number 5 is, do you have time to style it and put it on? Or do you need something that you can kind of just like put on, fix up and go? Human hair wigs, like I said, once they're styled, they should be fine. But the styling and the installation is going to take you much longer than a synthetic wig. So if you're someone that just wants to put it on and go, you don't have a lot of time to be screwing around, you might want to consider synthetic over human hair. The next question is, what price range are you looking at? Human hair wigs start, if you're lucky, at $50, but more in the $100 range. Synthetic wigs, I have so many reviews of wigs that are fabulous under $20. Some of the newer styles can get up to like the $50 or $60 mark. Number 7 is, what experience do you have with wigs and how comfortable are you with working with them and styling them, etc. If you are a beginner, not to say that you can't use a human hair wig, but you may want to just play around with the synthetic wig just so that you can get used to it, used to wearing it, the wig cap, the styling, and then move into human hair wigs. And I only say that just because human hair wigs are an investment, and so I would suggest, you know, maybe getting more comfortable with it before you invest more money. And as you get more comfortable with it, you may be like, yeah, I can put the time into a human hair wig. I know how to maintain it now, so I'm all good. So that's just something you want to think about. Next question is, do you want the wig to mimic your natural hair texture and color that you currently have, or do you have no preference? If you want something that is mimicking your particular hair color, texture, etc., that is going to limit your options a little bit. Human hair in that respect could be beneficial because you can take it to a hairdresser, they can dye it, they could dye it to match your hair, they could cut it to match your hair, so you do have more flexibility in that sense. Synthetic, sometimes you'll be able to find your hair color, but sometimes you may not, depending on what your hair color is, so that is something to keep in mind. Number 9 is, what is your preferences? What's your style preference? What's your length preference? I personally, because this is my natural hair, I have short hair, so the longer the better for me. But I know some people who, once it hits the shoulders, they're over it. So that's something to keep in mind. You do have like versatility from what your hair is like now, if you want to go shorter or longer, which is the fun part about wigs. But just kind of think about what you're really looking for. So then that narrows down the selection too. Number 10 is just, do you want straight, do you want wavy, do you want curly, do you have no preference? This is kind of going along with number 9. When you figure out what you're really looking for, then that narrows down the search. For me, my sweet spot is a wavy synthetic unit. I feel like they last longer. I feel like they look natural enough with the wave. When you get curly synthetic units, you really, some of them are great and some of them are not. They do not last as long. That's just a thing. And straight units, I absolutely love straight units, but I feel like as far as the ease and the upkeep and the wear, straight units can get tangled a lot. You do need to get on them quite a bit. I don't mind that personally, but I'm just saying if I wanted a like no fuss situation, it would be a synthetic wavy wig in a yaki texture. That's my sweet spot. That's what I have for you today. These are the 10 questions that you need to ask yourself when you're choosing a wig. If you have any other questions you think someone might want to consider, please put that down below. If there's another topic you'd like me to cover on a Wigs 101, please put that down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have, thank you so much. I'll see you next video. Bye!